Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. We are about to embark on another moving vlog, and I say another because my last moving vlog was only about 3 months ago. So if you're wondering why I'm moving again so soon, you have some catching up to do. Basically, I moved into a show of an apartment. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and I posted a few different videos talking about everything, so I'll list those below so you can catch up. I have my original Chicago moving vlog, my apartment update, and then my last kind of apartment saga storytime grand finale all up already. So that'll get you caught up to speed as to why I have a bunch of boxes behind me right now and why I'm getting the heck out of here. So as much as I'm not excited to pack up my entire life again only 3 months later, I'm actually kind of excited. And I'm excited because I feel like I'm actually going to be able to pack in a more efficient way that makes my life easier this time around. I just didn't even think about packing efficiently when I was moving from Minnesota. I was like, let's just get everything in boxes, try to keep it relatively organized by what's inside the box. But looking back, I definitely made a lot of mistakes that just ended up making this process a lot more stressful and a lot more time consuming for me. So I was digging into some research on YouTube, online, to figure out some packing hacks, and I'm actually excited to put those to work here today in this moving vlog. And I'll definitely share some things that I have learned, mistakes that I will not be repeating from my last move, in case any of you guys have a move coming up or are gonna be moving at some point in the future, because I feel like it's gonna be a game changer for me. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this intro. It's just gonna be more of a vlog, hangout style video. So if you guys wanna chill with me today, grab a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, depending on what time of day it is, get comfortable, and we're gonna jump right into it. I am still feeling stressed though. It's not like I'm not. Let's pack. Mistake number one. The biggest mistake I made last time, should I get closer? I'm feeling kind of far away, was only purchasing large sized boxes and no small or medium sized boxes. At the time I was like, this feels like the most efficient thing to do because then I can just fit more into one box, have less boxes, but that does not make your life easier because those large boxes are very large, and if you get to a point in a room or in a section of a room where you put everything in the box, then you still have a lot of space in that box that you have to fill. And I ended up having just really disorganized boxes with items from a bunch of different spots to fill the box, if that makes sense. And for heavy items, that makes the box so heavy. So this time around, I purchased a lot of small and medium boxes and far fewer large boxes. Something that I learned that blew my mind about packing tape for boxes is that it's helpful to actually fold the tape over at the top. Is this like a makeup swatch but for home organization? Check it out, good color payoff. Then you can tape the box down like normal, but when you're going to remove the tape, this makes your life easier because you have a little flap to grab onto to rip the tape right off instead of needing scissors or having to use your fingernails or something like that. Color coding the labels on your boxes is super helpful as well, so you can assign different colors to different rooms or different types of items, and that's not only going to help to keep things more organized for your brain, but also for anybody that's helping you with a move, a family member, a friend, movers, whoever it is. Definitely a game changer, and you could either do that with different colors of tape or with colored highlighters or markers. These are the zebra highlighters that I just got off of Amazon. I think you can also find these at Target. They're amazing. I actually already had these because I like to use them in my planners, so I didn't feel the need to go purchase new markers just for that because I already had these and I love them so much. I have a really large collection of books in my apartment, both decorative books and just my personal collection of books I read, and I wish I knew this last time around because books and anything that's shaped like this, they're really weird to pack into boxes because they don't often fit evenly, and then you can end up with a box that's kind of lopsided as far as how heavy it is on either side. So instead of lying your book flat, you can actually flip it up on the side vertically. You'll be able to fit a lot more in that box, and you'll have a more even distribution of weight so you don't have that kind of wobbly issue. Probably seems obvious to a lot of people, but it's things like that that I just didn't even think of last time. For some reason, don't ask me why, I have no idea, but for my last move, I was under the impression that I had to put everything that I own into boxes and that my movers would not move things unless they were put in boxes. It sounds so dumb when I say it out loud like that. I don't know, I can't explain, but that means that not only did that take me a lot more time, I wasn't able to use things that I already have that make for great storage. So decorative bins like this, hampers, I would definitely recommend stuffing these full with things like towels, clothes, anything like that. Paper towels, toilet paper, and on that note, I would also recommend using some sort of storage bin or box to make a little essentials kit for the new place before you're going to move in. So include things like paper towels, toilet paper, Kleenex, hand soap, maybe mouthwash, deodorant, anything like that that you think that you would want to use right when you got to your apartment or your house or wherever you're moving, because when everything is in a box, it seems like you'll be able to just go find that box and grab it easily, but things just get so crazy and hectic and lost easily on that move day. So just make a little essentials kit beforehand and then you won't have to stress about it. And that tip doesn't just apply to things that are specifically designed for storage, but you can use things like pots and pans to store items as well. So a tip that I saw that is super helpful is to fill up your pots and pans with things from the kitchen, like spices that are a little bit oddly shaped that you might have a lot of that don't fit super well elsewhere, and to put sharp objects like knives into oven mitts and pot holders. If you're trying to save some money on the cost of moving, something that you can do instead of purchasing bubble wrap or things to protect your glassware and breakable items in the kitchen is to use things like towels to protect your dishes or long socks to protect your stemware and glassware. Things that I didn't think about before that definitely make a really big difference. Even things like bubble wrap really add up quickly in the moving process. Something that I didn't buy for my last move that I wish I would have is just packing paper like this. So I got all of my moving supplies from Home Depot, but this is something that you can definitely get more bang for your buck out of versus something like bubble wrap or that kind of foamy packing paper. I went crazy on that for the last move. It runs out quickly and they're definitely not cheap, especially when you have to get large ones. So packing paper or newspaper would be great. If you have a bunch of free newspaper lying around, then you're not even paying for it. Speaking of Home Depot, that's where I got all of my boxes from. I have seen several recommendations to actually not pay for boxes because a lot of places will actually give them away for free if you're there early enough in the morning. So places like Walmart, for example, where they're unpacking heavy loads of inventory and then they have all of these unused boxes that they would just recycle otherwise. So I would call ahead of time to make sure that they actually do that and to see when you need to actually show up. I just didn't have time to do that this time around, / have time to gamble with potentially not getting enough boxes or what I need because I am moving in, well, technically a week, but I forgot to mention that I'm going back to Minnesota tomorrow because my best friend is getting married this weekend. So I'll be in Minnesota from Wednesday to Sunday. Then I only have 2 days back here before I move. So kind of like 3 days to pack, which means I have to get moving. But that's why I just decided to pick up everything myself so I didn't have to stress about not having what I needed. Good morning, everyone. It has been a few days since I checked in with you last, and today is officially the day of the move. I'm so excited, and I can say that and genuinely mean it now because I have some movers that are going to be helping me out in a way that they were not going to be before. So I just realized that there was no possible way I was actually going to have time to pack everything up myself because I told you guys I had that wedding last weekend. So I didn't get my move finalized until last Monday. I had Tuesday to start packing. Wednesday is when I flew back to Minnesota. I was there through Sunday. And then my flight on Sunday, of course, was delayed like 5 times. So I didn't get back home until late Sunday night, which then meant that I was only going to have Monday and Tuesday to pack things up. So I had already packed up the entire kitchen area and the living space here, but I still had my office, my bedroom, my bathrooms, the entryway, all of that stuff left to go, and I was starting to panic because I also had work to do. So the sun, okay, thanks so much for that. I found a moving company called Clutter, and they actually offered to cover my move for me, which is amazing. That really takes a lot of stress off of my plate, because number one, of how the company operates, which I'll explain in a second, but also just financially. You guys know this has not only been a crazy stressful process for me, it's been a crazy expensive one as well. So thank you so much to Clutter. Clutter is a full service moving company. They currently, I have it written down, serve 1,400 cities, but in the upcoming months, they'll be serving 6,200 cities. And they are a moving company that will not only move your items from your old destination to your new one, but they will fully pack everything up for you if you want them to, and they will bring boxes, moving supplies, so that if you don't want to lift a finger, you do not have to. So they're gonna come in here and help me pack up my bedrooms and my bathrooms and the things that I just did not have time to get to, which helps me so much. Took so much stress off of my plate the last couple of days as I was getting everything finalized. Amazing, I'm so excited. Hello, hi. Okay, I will come down right now. So you'll park when you're facing the front of the building on the right-hand side. There's an alley. Thanks. That was actually Clutter on the phone letting me know that they're here, so I'm gonna go grab them. But something else that I've really loved about this process is that it's just really seamless and easy. So they actually communicate with you via text. They had a FaceTime with me to do a walkthrough of my apartment so that they could see everything that needed to be moved. They texted me updates, and they actually texted me this morning when they were on their way, and I was able to track where they were with an exact time estimate, which is really nice, because no shade to the last moving company that I used when I moved from Minnesota, but it was nothing like that. They actually showed up an hour later than they said that they were going to. There was no tracking. The process definitely was not as quick and seamless and easy as it has been with Clutter. So this has been great so far. I gotta go get them. Let's get the show on the road. Movers are here, and now the building is trying to tell us that we can only use one of the 2 elevators, and we're only allowed to use that one elevator for 2 hours. If you think you're gonna trap me in this building, you've lost your mind. So I'm just trying to pack up some of those things with them just to speed up the process while they are carrying everything out. I'm having serious deja vu, standing right here, except this time I am getting the heck out of here. So basically everything's out. I've cleaned everything. We just have this one entertainment stand left. I guess another moving truck showed up, and they're trying to argue with Clutter about taking their spot where they're parked for the move. It never ends here. So they're being amazing, figuring that out. We're gonna be out of here any minute. The relief I feel right now. So my landlord originally told me he was gonna give my security deposit to the maintenance staff, and then when I turned in my keys, I could get my security deposit from them so we could kind of like trade. Except he just texted me that he's on his way to the building to drop it off. And why do I feel scared that he's gonna try to show up here and talk to me? Let's get the heck out of here. After he said I'm here, I waited a little, and then I was like, hey, I'm gonna get out of here before he tries to come up, but I feel like it's been long enough now to where he would have given maintenance the check and should be gone. He was waiting for me in the lobby. I didn't realize it was him at first because I've never seen him before. I just saw somebody leaned against the counter in the lobby, and then maintenance was right there. So I was like, oh, here's the keys. Maintenance is handing me the check, and then he goes, well, he's right there. And I look over, and he's just staring at me, but he looked really taken aback. Like when he came down and I first saw him, he looked like he was pissed, ready to fight. But then when maintenance pointed at me, he just stayed silent and he didn't say anything. So I just go, hey, because I panicked. And then I booked it out. I was like, I'm not staying here to talk. I had my check. I flew out the door. And I'm here live to tell the story. Made it. Oh my gosh, I feel like I can breathe again. I'm at that part of the move where everything hurts. My feet hurt, my back hurts, my face feels numb. Normally I'm really expressive. I feel like I can't properly express my face right now because everything is... That was just so much more hectic than I thought it was going to be, because as the movers came, they told me that they ran into maintenance in my old building, and maintenance was like, oh, you guys can only use the elevator for 2 hours. And they're like, wait, what? Like, this is a 2-bedroom apartment that we need to move out. It's gonna take more than 2 hours. And he was like, nope, I have a delivery coming. You can't do it. Then later on, he comes back and is like, actually someone else is moving in and that's why. And maybe I can give you like 30 more minutes, but no longer than that. And then you can't use the elevator. And I'm on the 9th floor, so that's just not even, that's not gonna work. So then of course I jumped in to help pack up everything that I was originally planning on leaving for them. I wasn't gonna be like, figure it out, deal with it. It wouldn't have been physically possible. There was not enough people to move a 2-bedroom apartment out in just 2 hours. So I packed up my office, bathrooms, all that stuff, and we got out of there, we made it work. They were able to use the elevator for the heavy items like they needed to. They did not have to go down 9 flights of stairs. Thank goodness for that. Before I keep unpacking, I have to read you guys this final conversation with my landlord. This is finally gonna be the grand finale. This actually happened before I saw him today. So I was originally going to stay at that old place, will not stay there. I was gonna be moved out because I didn't feel unsafe, but be paying for rent at the old apartment through March 17th because that would have been 30 days from when I gave him my 30 days notice. So I was like, at this point, I'm willing to just do that so I can live in a place where I feel safe and I don't have to sleep with a knife and pepper spray on my nightstand. But he texted me 2 days ago and was like, do you want to give the keys back on the day that you move instead? And then we can just do prorated rent until that day, and then I can take back ownership of the apartment. So I was like, oh, yes, of course, because then I don't have to pay double rent. So I was like, yes, that works. And he's like, okay, I'll just subtract your prorated rent then for those couple of days from your security deposit and I'll issue you a check. Please let me know if you would have it professionally vacuumed. You can take the service of blank, I don't want to say his name, but it was the maintenance man at that building, who would do it cheaper for you. Let me get this straight. You're asking if I will get the apartment that you left to me in the filthiest condition I have ever seen. You're asking if I will pay my own money to get that professionally cleaned. And then you're like, oh, here's someone that will do it for you cheaper to save you some money. No, have you at that point, I was like, this man's fully lost his mind. In what world would I pay to have this place professionally cleaned when I moved into chunks of dirt? So I just said, I will not be paying for cleaning. This unit was not cleaned before I moved in. I spent over $200 on cleaning supplies to try to do as much of it myself as I possibly could. I'd recommend getting professional cleaners before the next renters, as there was much I was not able to do myself, like the windowsills that are covered in dirt, for just one example. And he goes, covered in dirt? I had it professionally cleaned. This is the height of something. I don't know what that means. If you don't want to pay for cleaning, be that way. As it is, I suffered a lot of loss in your deal. Let me know the prorated refund. I'll drop off a check on or before the 2nd of March. You guys, what? So on the day that I moved in, when I called him and was like, this place is filthy, what are you gonna do about it? He was like, oh, the cleaners must not have showed up. I wasn't able to do a walkthrough of the unit. The cleaners must not have come. I'm like, you never ordered cleaners. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest here. So I go, you told me that the cleaners didn't show up. We spoke about it the day that I moved in. And then I sent 6 different photos, 6 of the many photos that I have that show the complete filth of this apartment. I keep saying filth because it's the only word, but that shows how freaking dirty that place was. So for him to be like covered in dirt, quite literally covered in dirt, you cannot make that up. So I said, here are some photos I took the day that I moved in. I did my best to deep clean everything, so it's in much better condition now. And then I sent him the amount for prorated rent, which I'm like, should I have just told him it was a lot more? And then he didn't acknowledge any of the photos that I sent, didn't acknowledge that, and was just like, what name do you want on the check? So I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. There's so many lessons learned through this experience. Number 1, do not ever rent an apartment without walking through it before. The photos may look really cute. They may have been taken like 20 years prior. You just don't know. So now you can see why I was even more terrified to run into this man today and have him standing in front of me. But that's that on that. We're officially putting that in the past. I'm in my new apartment. I'm so happy. I feel so much better in here. It's kind of weird. Like, I feel like I just was, oh, is that my Postmates? I got Panera's mac and cheese. Doesn't that sound so good? But I was gonna say, I feel like I just felt so tense in that old place. Like I hated everything about it. It smelled so bad also. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that. Not like trash, but there was something about the plumbing in that place, which some of you guys saw in my Instagram stories. The water was so gross and murky and muddy, and I don't know what the heck was up with that. Very cloudy, that's probably the right word. The water was funky, and something must have been going on with the plumbing because it smelled everywhere. It's not like the faucet smelled, but underneath the sinks in the apartment, like in the kitchen and in the bathrooms, whenever I would open those cabinet doors, it would just smell so freaking, oh God. I don't know what it was, I can't explain it, but the first thing that I noticed when I walked in here is I was like, oh my God, it smells nice in here. Wow, what a concept. So I just walked into somebody else's apartment. So I think that means I need to just call it quits for tonight. That was so confusing. I hit the floor of my old apartment, the 9th floor, which is not the floor I'm on in this apartment. And so I just was walking all the way down like the normal way that I would to this apartment. I open the door and I see all this stuff on the ground that is not mine. And I was like, what's going on? And then I was like, this is not my apartment. And I ran. So that poor person probably heard their door shut. Oh, I feel really bad, but I couldn't stand there and be like, hello, I'm so sorry. I just came into your apartment and I didn't mean to. Okay, I got the Fuji apple pear salad. I don't know, just sounded good. But the main reason I got Panera is because I wanted this mac and cheese. Wait, oh my gosh. I know that this is nothing new here, but if you happen to be one of those people who has never tried Panera mac and cheese, you're welcome. All right, couch time, back to packing tomorrow. I'm just gonna go to bed early. Okay.